Welcome to the Uncle Hack Podcast, where dudes pretty much just talk dude shit.
Welcome to another episode of the Uncle Hack Podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a time to be alive, isn't it? Eh? I say this at the start of every episode now because it just seems to change so quickly. Yeah. And hey, I hate to admit I was right. You know, I said the protests were going to work. No problem. 19 people right now's heads. Well, 2 weeks ago you said da-da-da. You said da-da-da. I know, okay? I admitted on the last one I had to eat crow on this. Ended up looking like an idiot. But I was right on a few things. Huh? You got to admit, I know the audience way too well. We're not going to take it. No, we're not, you know? I love the compilation videos that have come out of, there's like, dude, this is what makes me laugh about like a blue collar protest. I don't want to call it a conservative protest, but you know, where the crowd is predominantly blue collar, it makes me howl that these guys are hanging out, chilling, drinking some beers, listening to tunes, and in true blue collar fashion, all right, they get to work. Guys are shoveling the sidewalk, like it just annoys them. The particulars in their life, you know, like coming home to a clean slate on the driveway, and now you got to walk around downtown Ottawa where they just like, it's just lazy city workers. We're talking about guys that don't work inside unions here. You know, they get the job done type fellas. And I think it's so funny that, you know, after a few days of just hanging around and be like, fuck, I got to do something. I got to get moving here. I got to get something going. And here there's a video of them shoveling the sidewalks of Ottawa, clearing snow. And the media is just I'm in the belief that there's some agitators in the crowd. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Like what asshole shows up with a Nazi flag? You know, there's only one photo of it, too. That's what it makes no sense to me. It makes no sense to me. These guys cleaned up the city. They were picking up the garbage is like stacked on the corner, like the day after. I bet you there was like a can that hit the ground and somebody was there within a second to pick it up. It kills me to see, like, it makes me happy that it's Canadians doing it, but it kills me to see like a couple fellas just sitting around. They haven't been at work for a few days. Well, fuck, we might as well just shovel the snow pile. Fuck. Yeah, just give me a dart. I'll get the whole city done in 4 hours. It doesn't even matter. I'll do it all with a scoop shovel. I don't even give a shit. Just give me something to do. Well, we might as well do something while we're here, right, fellas? It just is, it cracks me up. That's the different mentalities right there. You know, it's, it is hilarious if you think about it. It is. It's just dudes. That's dudes for you. Once you understand that, then you get it. You know, it's like, yeah, you're hanging out in buddy's garage and you start noticing some things in the corner. Maybe he's got the lawnmower apart, right? What's wrong with your lawnmower? Then you get talking about the problem. Well, you know, it's just misfiring and it's driving me nuts, and decided to take her apart there on Tuesday, and then you know how things go, right? And all of a sudden the kids got t-ball practice, and I got to go down there, and I got to go down to parent-teacher interviews and deal with those idiots. I don't give a shit. Just fucking hit the kid. I don't care. So then Thursday rolled around. I started getting the wrenches out, and Junior fell down the patio stairs, you know, so we had to take him to the hospital. So yeah, just been sitting in the corner there, and then your buddies always say, well, we're here. Why don't we get her going? why don't we get her going? Why don't we pull out the wrenches? We'll have a few beers, couple cigs, couple darts, talk about it, figure out what the hell's wrong with this thing, and we'll get her back running for you. That's blue-collar mentality that's happening in Ottawa right now with the gentlemen that are out there. You know, starting to get a little antsy. Shit. Oh, man, we might as well do something while we're here. Hey, there's no sense just sitting around. So then these gents just grab out the scoop shovels and start clearing the snow on Ottawa, all around Ottawa. They're trying. I get, like, the media is trying to really paint these guys with a bad brush, but, like, I'm seeing more positive. You know, like, there's idiots out there to shit disturb. And, you know, before everybody, well, the fucking BLM bro. Hey, if you're out there, you fellas out there, you got to respect the right to protest now. Now that you've thrown your hat in the ring, and I get it, everybody's got their own issues. Everybody's always thinking like that their shit matters more. We're all sitting there, well, I think that this matters more because it directly affects me and why people don't care about it. This just happened to this vaccine mandate has just happened to affect a lot of people, and it's irritating a lot of people. You know, it's divided a lot of people. Do I think that the BLM or what's sweating all these protests now you can't look at? Do I think, what was I going to say? Do I think that those ones were peaceful? Yeah, I did in Canada anyways. Maybe in America it's a different story, but I don't live in America. And whatever. It is what it is. I could give a shit. But here in Canada, you know, there's people in parks yelling, ranting, raving, doing what we do on this podcast. So I think it's fair. I think it's fair that they can go out and they can protest. And now that, you know, people that maybe oppose those protests are now protesting. So now you got your hat in the ring. You got to respect protests when they happen, whether they inconvenience you or not. That's just the way it's got to go now, fellas. And I know, well, what are you being a fucking... No, that's just how it goes. Don't be a hypocrite from here on out. Now you know. And I think it's great that these people are gathering, not only cleaning up the city, shoveling the sidewalks for other people to use, not just, you know, not just these assholes. And I say assholes respectively. Everybody's an asshole that I respect. But it's great. It's great to see. I like it. I do. I'm a fan. I can't pull any negatives out of there. Oh, what do you support? Racism and hate groups? Anybody who has to wear a ski mask to conceal their identity and then go and fly flags that are deemed controversial isn't really necessarily somebody that I fucking respect. Because if you can't show your face and back your beliefs or even your trolling, you can't even have the courage to show your face while trolling, you know? I don't know. It's just, like some of this just doesn't make sense. Like why now? Or sorry, I'm distracted. I gotta put this away. I'm putting this away. All right. We'll get to the fan question. A great fan question. We'll circle back. That's what the business guys say. We'll circle back on that. But, oh boy, Danger Room was hot, baby. It was spicy. Another sold out show for the Cats. Shows are getting better and better. You know, it's getting better and better. Every time we show up down there, the crowd is fucking, they're in it. Filthy comedy. It's coming back. It never left, you know, but we don't get the, oh, my feelings are hurt. I'm offended. None of that happens in there. I'm waiting for the day because some of you are dragging out your old ladies and they don't seem to be having a good time, and you are. So I imagine that there's been a few conversations afterwards in the car ride home. Why were you laughing at that? That isn't funny. None of that is supposed to be funny. You get an earful. All you're thinking is like, damn, I was having a good time until this bitch opened her mouth, you know? Isn't that the worst? You have a great evening, about to wrap it up, and then the old lady just decides to pour some gas on a fire that's already been put out for 6 months. There's just one little smoking ember. It's and you got to hear that for the whole car ride. And you're like, fuck, I was having a good night. I thought I was going to get laid, apparently laughing at a trans joke. It makes me a bad guy. I'm going to be locked up. I should be put in prison. Jesus Christ. It is what it is, you know? It is what it is. Yeah, what else do we got going on this month? Tickets for the next Danger Room, which is February 20th, right? February 20th? Give me one sec. Next Danger Room tickets are up on dangercatshop.com. Why are you Danger Cats? Jesus Christ. Sorry, bad radio. Dead air radio. I'll fill it with the lovely singing of your boy. Here we go. I was right. February 20th, we are back at the Danger Room at the Comedy Cave. It's a long weekend. Just saying. Things might get spicy. We might have a good time. So come on down. Fun for the whole family, you know? Fun for the whole goddamn family. So Danger Room returns. What else do I have to promote here? February 24th, we have a new show that we're doing here, stationed on Jasper in Edmonton, Alberta, called Cream of the Crop. That's right. Comics will be battling one another with a minute of comedy, of stand-up comedy. Crowd decides who goes on, right? Crowd decides who goes on, and the winner walks away with the cash prize at the end of the night. So it's a Royal Rumble of stand-up comedy, 1 versus 1. The crowd decides who stays in the ring. And we will find out who will be the first winner of Cream of the Crop come February 24th here in Edmonton, Alberta. One last thing to promote, the Patreon. If you want an extra episode of the Uncle Hack podcast, hit up patreon.com/DangerCat69. There's a bunch of exclusive shit on there. All the roast battles that we do are on Patreon. We will have 2 more episodes being released on there, 2 full-length roast battles that we produced, as well as Last Call Confidential. When we do our live stream, we also head to a venue in an undisclosed location nowhere near Edmonton, I will say, where you can smoke marijuana in. You can smoke marijuana in the venue. We bring 4 comics on the show, so you get some stand-up comedy and a podcast to wrap up the show. Episodes are recorded and put on Patreon, so you can check out Patreon if you feel like supporting the brand. You're like, I don't feel like wearing one of your gay t-shirts out in public, Hack. So if you feel like you want to support the brand or support what we're doing, head to patreon.com/DangerCat69, and hopefully soon we will get the Danger Kittens page, and that's where we were doing cross promotions with some of the lovely ballerinas and sex workers all around Canada, United States, in fact the world. There's some Australians in there. And we'll return back with the Titty Tuesday, right? That's what we live for. We like tits and comedy around here. Anyways, the fan question is great. Another young man got himself tangled up with an old coug, running into some problems. So we're going to touch on that here in a little bit. Let's get back into the Big Trudy. Big Trudy's in hiding. Wouldn't it be funny? I was laughing. So he's in hiding right now. We can call it that. I highly doubt that he has COVID-19. It started off that I got a negative test. He had to take 5 days away. I will be governing this country from a safe location where I'm not around people. I think that's more so for your safety, good sir. And this isn't a threat coming out of my mouth, but I do believe that You're not a well-enjoyed man at this moment. You know, he's one of those guys that you're a good party. Actually, a bad party is happening. This is a bad party. And we're all like, oh, God, you know, it's just a sausage fest. You're looking around. Every girl here is shacked up or just a pig. And it could be the opposite. Maybe you're out on girls' night and you went out to the bar. And every dude in there is just a fucking drunk, hammered out of his mind, piss in his pants, very unattractive, neck beard booger hanging out of his mouth. His breath smells like fucking onions and export A greens, just the scent of cigarettes and bratwurst. And he's coming up to you to try and spit game at you, and you're like, just get the fuck away from me. And the guy won't leave you alone. That's Big Trudy right now. In terms of like the dude part, you know, you're at a good house party, you're hanging out, you're hoping that it's gonna get better. That's what Canada is right now. It's just a house party that you just pray it just gets better. You just hope to God that it's going to get better. In the house party right now, you know, we're talking about the little things started happening. The house party started okay. 4 guys pre-gaming, watching maybe the hockey game. You're having a good time. And now it's rolling around 9 o'clock. It's getting a little later. Nobody's showing up. 3 more guys show up and you're watching the game together. You're like talking about, this is going to be the best party of the year. Best party of the year. Then 3 more people show up. They're couples. One's a couple. Sorry, 3. Fucking math is off. 2 couples show up. So now you got some ladies in there, even though they're married, wifed up. And it's just progressively getting worse as the night goes on. All the pretty ladies in the city are out doing, you know, pretty lady things, not hanging out with fucking dipshits like yourselves, people that would listen to a podcast like this. And finally it gets to that point of the night where it's already bad. It's just, you know, you were expecting a goddamn Project X type house party. It didn't happen. Everybody's like, no, I'm not going there. Guy's a loser. I don't want to hang out in his house. And then it got to the point where it's so bad that your roommate decides that this is a perfect opportunity to bring out the goddamn acoustic guitar. You know, one of them guys. Your roommate decides that this is a good point in the night, 2 in the morning after just a shit night as it was, and he decides that this is the perfect opportunity to come out here and strum Wonderwall for the 18 people that showed up to this house party. And you're just disgusted at this point. That's Big Trudy. He's the roommate bringing out the acoustic guitar at a bad party. We got to shame him back into his room. And then he goes back into his room and he's pouting, he's whining. He's got to make up excuses of why he sucks. That's Canada right now. But now the party's starting to get better, you know. As soon as the acoustic guitar went away, then, you know, the fellas put on some Steel Panther. They put on a little Motley Crue, got the people going. The bar started to shut down, right? The bar closes. What do? Fuck, I don't want this night to end. So you went over to the house party and now it's on and bopping. I'm talking about people in the streets. I'm talking about people out there shoveling the sidewalk. You know, there's always one drunk guy ready to work at any moment's time. He sees that you haven't shoveled the walk. That's what's happening in Ottawa right now. He's out there with a scoop shovel. He's got the walk. The ladies are showing up. They're shaking it. You know, we're getting into the 90s dance music so that way they get a little more loose. Tell you what you want, what you really, really want. And they're like, I want a good goddamn house party. And everybody's behind the house party. That's Canada to me right now. And Big Trudy decided he's not going to be a part of the house party. He doesn't want to come out and talk to everybody having a good time. In fact, he called the cops on his own house party. That's what he did. He's trying to get the people out of there. Won't even address it. Stayed hiding in his room like the pussy that he is. Can you turn the music down? I got a gender studies essay that needs to be done by tomorrow. You turn the music down. Beep boop, beep boop. I don't know if that noise is trademarked by Brett Forte, but we're going to use that on the beep boop beep boop. We're going to use it on here. Oh. And the house party's getting better. House parties, you imagine old Trudes comes out, right? You imagine this, Big Trudes comes out, and for his little sign off, all right, I'm done leading. Maybe, you know, like he's tapping out on leading the country, and he comes out in blackface one more time, and he zims alabims us with a smoke bomb. Boom, gone. He's out of here. God almighty. I would respect the shit out of him if that's how he's going to exit politics. One last time. He's like, you know what? Let's go out with a bang. And give me Sophia. Sophie? Is it Sophia or Sophia? Sophie. Sophie, pass me the shoe polish one more time. I shall die with my sword and shield in hand. Give me the Aladdin costume. I'm going to give these people what they want. God almighty, that would be awesome. That'd be awesome. He comes out and he just, you know, he's a very theatrical man, so I imagine that there's going to be some stunts involved. He gets like a wrecking ball exchanged with just a weight, so that way he can strap himself in on like a carpet and flying around, really marrying into the Aladdin character. Oh boy, he's just soaring around Ottawa. Oh shit. Like, holy Christ. He really went for it. One last kick at the can at blackface, and he does it exactly how we expected him to. Jesus Christ. That'd be amazing. I wonder what his his farewell speech would be. I wonder what it'd be. People of Canada, I would just like to say that you are all disgusting. It was a goddamn displeasure to be leading this country for this long, and I'm deeply upset that all these racists and misogynists are at my front doorstep listening to 90s dance music during the day and BPM at night, shooting fireworks off as if it's a party in a trailer park. You guys are lawless people. It's disgusting. I cannot fathom what you go through on a day-to-day basis. Me, on the other hand, and he's saying all this in blackface. It would be, I would respect him more if he did that. I would. And it would also give us another t-shirt to sell, the farewell tour. Big Trudy's farewell tour. You imagine he just goes full-blown influencer? He goes full-blown, his next following job is going to be a makeup artist on YouTube. That's what he's going to be doing. Once this all goes away, Big Trudes is going to be side by side with James Charles, and who's that other fat gay Shane Dawson, right? I see these guys on that Drama Alert all the time. They're gay men that do makeup tutorials and whatnot, and they're famously known in the makeup industry. They got their own makeup lines. Big Trudy's going to get in the mix. You imagine that? Big Trudy just becomes a TikTok influencer on doing makeup tutorials? See how you really want to sell the blackface because you got to get inside the nose. You know, you can't leave any portions. The wrinkles, I even like to go to the extent of getting inside the eardrum. So that way, it's very believable. And if I walk out in public and he's got secret little remedies that he uses, if you add cornstarch, it really helps soak into the skin. It's going to take about 3 or 4 days to get out, but at least the costume and the makeup is very believable. And he's doing like a sincere, deep, from the bottom of his heart, how to do blackface. Oh my God, he gets a makeup sponsor from Maybelline. They partner with them. Now all of a sudden they're doing like, yes, this is party makeup. It's not blackface, it's party makeup, costume makeup. This is Hollywood, it's improv. Broadway, baby. This is Broadway. How can you disrespect my art? God almighty, Big Trudy becomes a influencer. pretty much might as well. Half these fucking politicians are anyways. They're out here doing like TikTok dances and everything. You got the chief of police now. They got TikTok accounts and they're like trying to do all the trendy dances together. Hey, do the floss. Gerald, do the floss. Do the floss for our TikTok account, you know? It wouldn't surprise me. Why not? Why not? You just led a country. Christ almighty, Obama's pretty much an influencer at this point. He's doing a podcast with, who's that musician? Oh, is it Tom Petty? Obama. I got a computer right here. Oh, Bruce Springsteen. Spruce Springsteen. I was planted in the USA. You know, Big Trudy has a podcast. Who would he do it with? Who's like him and Neil Young. Him and Neil Young are going to do a podcast together on why toxic masculinity is very detrimental to a progressive society. That's what they're going to sit there and like how Joe Rogan ruined both their careers. They can sit there and reminisce on how Joe Rogan ruined both their careers, and that's why they're sitting here being a podcaster / influencer on TikTok. Neil Young, what is Neil Young going to do? He's going to show you some old tips and tricks on how to be a geriatric. That's what he's going to do. That's his. He's going to have a fucking Getter account though. Because he feels like that's infiltrating the system nowadays, is getting a Getter account and trying to use woke rhetoric on Getter so that way he can upset the right. And it's his way of getting back at Joe Rogan. Because now he has to promote Getter, get more followers on Getter, and then he can sit there and say that he beat Joe Rogan at his own game, you know. I went on a right-wing app. Then Big Trudy will be back there. Him and James Charles are going to go to Miami and film a diss track against Shane Dawson's makeup. That was a horrible delivery on my part. That's what they're going to do. Jesus Christ, what a world we live in. Can't believe that. Imagine I predict the future. What did I tell you? I already predicted it once. That was a low hanger, though. You knew the truckers were going to show up and have Twisted Sister's greatest hits going on. You just knew it. That was a given. Anybody could have called that. Anybody could have called that. So I'm not going to sit here and act like as if I can tell the future, but if I'm even remotely close to Big Trudy becoming an influencer, I'm going to laugh my ass off. He just becomes full-blown influencer. His kids won't even let him get in their TikTok. Oh, wouldn't that suck? Your dad gets more famous than you on TikTok. Oh, that would just... That'd be a dick kick. Dad, can I be in one of your TikToks? Jesus Christ. What a world. What a world, Big Trudy out here. You know, he's doing he goes full blown LA influencer. You know what I mean? He gets like the little Pomeranian in a purse, you know. Him and Jeffree Star. Him and Jeffree Star are going to have beef in the future. You know, they started out as friends. This is the hype house I want to see. These are the content creators that we should put under one roof. Put Big Trudy, James Charles. We need like a fucking put the Island Boys in there, you know? Put the Island Boys in there. This is Jesus Christ. I am creating a television show that would shake the world, you know? A reality series. You know, we always take like these washed up celebrities and jam them into the house of celebrity rehab. Why not do it with somebody who's current and popping right now? Big Trudy, the Island Boys. Bring back Snooki. She's always entertaining. Maybe a few more of those Guido fucking dickless dickheads, you know? Bring them back into the mix. That would be fun. I would probably tune into this. Big Trudy and James Charles are roommates. And the fun thing is James likes to play little pranks when he does his makeup, right? So he's going to be dressing up as a woman. There's a few times I've looked at it like a photo and somebody's like, hey, do you think this chick is hot? I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah. That's a dude. Well, he's right now, he's looking to be filled up. altvape.ca/hack10. Free same-day delivery within 2 hours of Edmonton and Calgary. Their recycling program. You can bring back all empty pods, e-liquid bottles, coils, all used vape products can come back to any one of Alt Vape's locations. Their commitment to their communities is by preventing youth usage via patron scan, ID verification. Right now, it is, free same-day delivery. Right now, it might be just a little longer because their delivery trucks are actually at the Coots border, okay? They're actually at the Coots border, blocking off all the truckers getting in, and Alt Vape is there. I wouldn't say they're in the convoy, but they're there selling vape products. So it's going to take, if you're in Calgary, it's going to take a little longer, okay? If you're in Edmonton, even longer. The fellas are down there in Coots. They're throwing rocks at reporters right now. I'm seeing that Global News just got pegged with a brick, and I'd imagine it has something to do with Alt Vape. You know, they actually mistaked the brick for one of those giant vape things that these dweebs that collect Yu-Gi-Oh cards had, and they threw it, and it KO'd a news reporter live on air. Some of the best advertising. I'm telling you, Alt Vape does have some of the best advertising out there. They sponsor this podcast, and they're even out in the streets. They're doing what the people need to see. You know, good on them. Somebody needs to do it, and it's Alt Vape. And if you use the discount code HACK10, even in person, you'll get $10 off your order. Next, we have the Shoddy. Shoddy.com, CHOTY.com is revolutionizing jewelry, one shoddy at a time. The necklaces are multifunction and a conversation starter. These incredible shotgun necklaces have a shotgun tool built into every pendant. The quality necklaces will tear through beer cans and create a perfect hole every time for you to guzzle down your drinks. For everyone listening right now, we are offering a special discount code for you. Use DangerCats20 for 20% off your purchase at theshoddy.com. They got everything from a Canada design to a mullet man shoddy. Follow these beauties at the Shoddy on Instagram, and you'll see why you need this. Shoddy.com. I want to see that now more than anything. Okay, boys. Okay, lads. We're going to get into the fan question. We are going to get into the fan question now. These are always fun for me. I read this a minute ago and forgot all about it and tried finding it. I was trying before on getting these ready. And you know what? I'll be honest. Sometimes it just does not work out that way. Sometimes I suck. But let's get into this. Hey, Hack. Man, I got a fan question. Just want to say I love the pod. Shit kills me. Man, I love what you're doing with it. So this is going to be a fucking long one. His words, again, not mine. But I'll break it down all for you. So you get it all. You just summarize, but on the pod, if you pick it, here it is. I started seeing this chick a year ago. We both live in a small town. She has a reputation for being a whore chick, has 2 kids with one guy, but anyways, starts acting like she's changing. I see this is where we end up fucking for longer than we should have ended up. Staying with this bitch till around Christmas. Jesus Christ. then we should have ended up staying with this bitch till around Christmas. So I'm gone for Christmas and get back, and one of my friends texts me, says, well, she's been fucking your best friend. He told people at the bar. I've already been suspicious for a couple weeks, but really didn't know if it was just insecurities from my past relationships, which we all have. Which we have all be very poor one, even very, very similar with the same friends. Wow, okay. I'm going to try that again. Let's see if that's me or him. Really didn't know if it was just insecurities from my past, which we all have. Be very poor one, very, very similar with the same friend. Okay, I don't know what you're trying to tell. That is just, come on, people. Proofread this shit before you send it in to me. I know I should be proofreading it and going through this. Told her to get her shit and hit the road. Don't talk to me anymore. Told him to fuck off, went to his house, kicked his ass in the driveway one night, thought it was a good call. Worst part is, this guy has been my buddy since day one. But one of those guys who has turned out to have no ambition in life, just drinks every day and bitches about nothing. So anyways, they both leave me alone a couple weeks into this bitch. When I finally told her to quit texting me, she tells me later she's pregnant. Shows me tests. Could be fake, never know. But anyways, who knows whose kid it is? Obviously, I want her to get an abortion because it's all so fucked up. But don't know if I can convince her because I think she wants the kid for money. This chick doesn't even look after the two she has. Also, I'm 21 and she's 29, so she was like the cougar girlfriend. Always was fucked, now even more. Okay, my friend, a lot to unpack here. A lot of baggage came with this. Okay, so first off, I know you young guys, okay? You young gentlemen out there, listen. From the pits of my cold, black, dead heart, I know the fascination with MILFs is completely swept your generation, right? Even me growing up, we all had these fantasies inside our head of fucking a hot mom or some girls that are older than you. But the reality is, some of these bitches, okay? Some of these bitches are deranged. They're mental, you know? Single moms. Yeah, I get it. There's like this push of like, oh, she's got snacks in the house. Listen, you're a young man and I assume that you live at home. I assure you, you probably have snacks at home. Your mom probably buys snacks and has them at home. So if you want fruit snacks and juice boxes, now this is a play for broke dipshit dudes, okay? That are living out on their own. Oh, single moms always have snacks because the kids are around, you know? It's loser shit. So for you as a 21-year-old, or even all you younger gentlemen out there that are chasing the elusive MILF and you would like to bang some of these women, that is completely and entirely fair. But to try and do, well, you know, they always have the best snacks. I'm sure you have a job and live at home. You can go and buy your own damn snacks. They're $2.50 down at the goddamn local grocery store if you want some fruit gushers. It's going to cost you a lot less than child support every year. Now, what I would do is I would reverse Google search that image to see if it pops up anywhere else. Then you have her in the bag, okay? Then you know that she just went on Google and tried to blacklist you or blackmail you into thinking that she's pregnant with your child. So that's how you get that out of the way, just to see if this is a real photo or not, if she actually took it, or just went to Google search and found a positive pregnancy test. Because some of these, like, let's be real. I know that some of you that listen to this podcast are fucking borderline retarded, okay? I know that. And I'm not saying that this guy is. I'm not saying that at all. I'm not saying that he struggles. He's a young man, you know? Sometimes when you get out in the world, you got to learn the hard way. And this is a great lesson that you're going to learn at a very young age. Some of these bitches are fucking insane. That goes for dudes too. I'd imagine that a few of you that listen to this podcast punched a few holes in drywall. And that isn't just a low easy, cheap hack joke, which would suit the show. I get it. But rather a truth to my audience. You know, some of us don't really have control of our emotions. We got two, horny and angry. That's it. Either you're horny or you're angry. And reason I say horny is because that's when you start acting nice and there's other emotions attached to that, try and get some pussy. And then there's the frustrated mode. You know, like you got to deal with female problems. You work too much. You're tired. You go, I need to shovel. And then you get mad. You punch holes in the wall instead of possibly catching a sentence because you want to tombstone the old lady through the coffee table while she's just trying to enjoy an episode of RuPaul's Drag Race. Yeah, I know you guys want to do that, but you don't. You keep it contained because you don't need to be going to, your local penitentiary for a little overnight sleepover for the next 3 years. I know most of you. So instead, you just beat the shit out of things around the house, punch holes in the wall, maybe throw a fucking plate at the neighbor's garage, whatever it is. Anything to keep the emotions slowly in check, or at least release them in a way where you're not harming anybody, which is fine. Now, this, my friend, is it's funny that this tells you everything that you need to know about this bitch. Okay, so if you're looking at your buddy and he's got no ambition in life, just drinks every day and bitches about nothing, what is this chick like? Okay, if that's what she's fucking, right? Maybe that's a little bit of a reflection on yourself. So maybe look in the mirror and maybe ask yourself, am I doing okay? Am I exactly where I need to be? And I understand that you're 21 and you're trying to get your shit together and figure out who you are and what you want to do, the ambitions that you might have in life, and you're eager and you're out there trying to enjoy as much as you possibly can, which explains why you'd go and fuck a 29-year-old with 2 kids. Because the excitement, it's an older woman. She's going to teach me some new things. She's going to take control, turn you into that young adolescence, teenage boy that you once were, and show you the ropes of fucking. Yeah, there's a reason she has 2 fuck trophies, because she's obviously not too careful about who's dumping inside of her, okay? And especially if that guy left, how many from when she had the children to you has she just fucking pulled the same thing on, right? Bunch of young men preying on young dudes. I assume that you're in a small town. Did he say that he was in a small town? Let's see. Anything about... Yep. We both live in the small town. So I'm going to go with that, there's not much pickings down there, okay? And I can assume that these are right here. This is usually where the BP's waitress comes into play. This is usually what I envision. I'm going to go with, she's probably got some like ratty blonde hair or jet black hair, okay? The house is probably somewhat messy. I can sense, this is the Miss Cleo coming out of me. I can sense that she enjoys sitting on the front steps, smoking cigarettes, talking on the phone with her friends, bitching about all the drama in her life with the phone while the phone is on speaker. She's one of those girls and has a raspy laugh. I'm sensing this all, especially, if she's willing to fuck your best friend. She's willing to fuck your best friend behind your back as you're out of town. And like, you didn't really, I guess... Did you say that they were dating in here? Or was it just like, we're just fucking? Because if you're just fucking, you're leaving too much shit in limbo. And I'm not siding with her, but I'm saying that everybody always wants to play this 1 foot in, 1 foot out type scenarios, where, we're kind of together, we're kind of not, and then somebody somewhere is going to fuck somebody else because you're kind of 1 foot in, 1 foot out. You're trying to figure out who's right here, who's wrong. can I, there's too much confusion in the air and nobody has a full-on understanding. Like if you both came out and be like, yeah, we're going to have sex with one another and that's it. I'm not fucking anybody else for the time being. And when I do, I'll tell you. That's a different story. Then you don't have no reason to be mad. But now it sounds like you had in your head that this was supposed to be in an exclusive relationship, and maybe in the past that she's had friends with benefits. So to her, and I'm not trying to defend her, but this is where, I didn't fucking know. I thought we were going to fucking date, and then we didn't end up dating, and then she fucked my best friend. But if she fucked your loser best friend was able to fucking talk her into the sheets, who else? Or it might have been her idea. Who knows? But I assume that most of the interactions with this woman are usually hammered on a Thursday, Friday, whenever she doesn't have the kids, or she can pawn them off. That, or she puts the kids to bed and gets hammered while they're sleeping, wakes up and does the classic like hammered mom. Hammered kind of deadbeat mom, just makes them scrambled eggs and plants them in front of an iPad, I applaud these women. They'll just plant an iPad in their kid's hand and then just like allow the internet to educate them, so they could you got to have fun too. How else are you going to spend all those tips from all those Wing Wednesdays from Boston Pizza? I feel like I'm saying a lot. I'll try and cut that off because that's annoying when somebody, I've already been suspicious for a couple weeks, but I didn't know. I thought it was just my insecurities from my past relationships. You shouldn't have that. I get it. You're a young man. You're going to have some insecurities, I guess. But that's the thing, dude. You went into a fucking dumpster fire wondering why it smells like burnt trash in here. That's what you went into. You're walking around. Oh, Jesus Christ, the dump's on fire. Why does it smell like fucking burning diapers? I'm smelling lit up fecal matter and banana peels roasting on hot flames. And why does it stink? I don't understand why it would stink. You should have smelt this from a mile away, my friend. I don't get it. Fighting your buddy was a good... If this guy sucks and you were looking to finally get away from him, I mean, power to you for punching your friend out. I can't fault you for that. That was a good move on your behalf, but I think, you know what, my friend, if you're looking for my advice on this one, what was this to end the question? But anyways, who knows who the kid is? I want her to get an abortion because it's all so fucked up now. But don't know if I can convince her because I think she wants the kid for the money. The chick doesn't even look after the two she has. Exactly. So listen. Boston Pizza waitresses, right, specifically tied to the lounge, are usually this. I hate Boston Pizza, by the way. If you didn't pick that up, that's why I brand these people that. It's not that a waitress. I'm just saying Boston Pizza specifically has a hire sheet that there's a checklist. Do you ignore your kids on Sunday morning? Yep. Are you usually hungover when you're making them scrambled eggs before planting an iPad in front of them? Check. Do you enjoy smoking cigarettes on your balcony of your 2-bedroom apartment while your phone's on speaker and you're constantly coughing and you sound like you need a Halls all the time? You just need a Halls to clear all the mucus and clear the mucus out of your fucking throat. And it sounds like a old trucker from the 70s. Hey, you're not going to believe who was at the bar last night. Sitting on the balcony. Check. Okay. Is the front left of the bumper on your Dodge Neon missing? Is it cracked, missing? Is there a headlight cracked? Is there a dent in the door? And the back seat of that Dodge Neon is filled to the brim with McDonald's wrappers, cups, a lot of fast food restaurants in there. Check. Oh, wow, you're 4 for 4. I think you're a perfect fit for here. So my friend, what I'm getting to, you want to know about the abortion portion. I seem to be an expert in this. No, you reverse Google search that image that she sent you to see if it pops up anywhere else across Google, okay? So then you know whether or not the picture is real. And if it is real, then we got to move forward. You got yourself an issue. You got yourself tied to a goddamn psychopath here, my friend, and you better pray to God. You better pray to God. This is why keep a plan B. I don't know if this is legal or not, and for the record, this is all satirical. Do not take this advice, whether or not, and this is subject to whether or not I can be charged on giving bad advice. But I will say this. If I'm you, depending on how long or how far along she is with her pregnancy, you should have did the old crushed up some plan B and put it in a coffee for her. Put it in a fucking mixed drink. I imagine she probably slugs back cheap wine. Pour her a glass of cheap wine. You stir in that plan B, crush it up, put it in a plan B, put it in a Slurpee or something like that. And you're laughing. So you got to be slick with it sometimes, you know? You don't want to be tied to a kid with this bitch. She's 29 years old, cougar girlfriend. Ugh. You know? You want to now you're going to be baby daddy number 2? You want that? God, you got to get slick. You got to be ninja on this stuff. You know, if you want to be a trained assassin, my friend, and you want to avoid having children, you're at the right podcast. Cuz listen, my buddy, I don't want kids. I don't want any of them. I know a lot of you out there that do listen to this, do have children, and power to you. I don't want them. They annoy me. I shouldn't say they annoy me. I actually find kids quite funny, but I just don't want them. I don't want the responsibility, and I don't want to hang out with them, okay? Especially none of my own. So my point here, my friend, is you got to think ahead on these things, you know? If you're going to sift through the concrete jungle of dizzy fucking bitches, okay? You need to have some backup plans, you know? The military always has a plan. You should as well. When it comes down to scenarios like this, you should be always ready to strike, you know? Again with the, sorry. But you should always have a plan ready, you know? Oh, God damn it. See, now I'm in my own head and I'm going to say it. Shit. My bad. I'm trying my hardest. But this is something you can practice for the near future. It's something to stay conscious about. If you're gonna roll in the trenches of deranged women, you gotta have those backup plans. Scenarios like this pop up like all the time. Young gentlemen out there find it exotic. They find it exotic that they're able to bag a woman older than them. And the reality usually is the whole town has probably ran through this fucking slam piece. So now you're next up on the chopping block. You're the young cub that's willing to shove his cock into her, and she'll take it. Good for her, okay? Good for her. Can't discredit her one bit. She's getting young dick, young eager dick, you know? I'd assume that she's probably one of these ladies that seen a lot of strangers' bedposts, if you know what I mean. She's been around the block. So, it's always the younger fellas that feel that they can turn a whore into a housewife. Very ambitious. It's like when you have a deadbeat like your friend here, and he finds himself a new girlfriend, a new little piece, a new little thing, and this woman seems to have in her mind that she's going to change him. And then they start to realize very quickly that there is no changing this. This dog is stuck in its ways, and he will forever be a drunk deadbeat that bitches about everything, no ambition in life, like you say. So this is the polar opposite. She has a young slam piece that comes over, fills her up with jizz every now and then. I got to change the battery in this pretty soon. But she's got a young gentleman willing to come fuck the nines off of her. And now, because you caught her in a lie and this has backed her into a corner. So now she needs a backup play to make you the bad guy. So I'm sensing that this is probably a fake pregnancy. It just doesn't, immediately after you call her out on this and then beat your friend's ass in a driveway, that she's now all of a sudden pregnant. This usually screams like a false flag. I wouldn't be too worried, my friend, but if she is knocked up, well, sucks, dude. You just got yourself into a nice little scenario of a fucking brain dead cunt, and that's a shitty one. Nobody wants to be in that position. Nobody ever wants to be there, but here you are in that position, and at the ripe age of 21, and you got some deadbeat girlfriend. Not even a girlfriend. I don't even consider this a girlfriend. This was a slam piece, and you were trying to treat it as if it was a relationship, and she just looked at you as a stunt cock, something she could spin on every now and then. You left town, and what was the first thing that she did? She found a new cock to fill the void. So my point is in the future, you got to distinguish on whether or not this is a fuck buddy or you're gunning for a relationship, and get that shit out of the way. So when things like this happen, scenarios like this happen, you're not sitting there inside your skull, and then if your buddy ends up fucking her, then you're like, whatever, I can give a shit. Why am I wasting any emotion, time, energy into this pig? That goes for men as well, or women as well. Distinguish it right away, right out the gate. I know most people like labels. They do. They enjoy the labels. So get it out of the way early. Get it out of the way early. You young bastard. You poor fucker. Jesus. Go to the city every now and then. The cities are crawling with whores. Quit fishing in a shallow pond. Head to the city once in a while and just throw some dick around. Throw some dick. Get out on the Tinder. And line up a few pieces before you get there, Make it easy on yourself. Quit fucking around with these older deranged women, my friend. That, and if you are, do a little background check and have a game plan going into it. And also a fallback plan. Plan B on deck, baby. The old Slurpee sneak, Very easy, very affordable, and it'll save you in the long run. Also, reverse Google search that image, my friend. Do that right away so you can clear your conscience and move on. That 9 times out of 10, I imagine that there's usually a fake image involved in a scenario like this. I will say that. And I thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Uncle Hack Podcast. We will see you next week. What are we at here? Oh, never mind. False flag. I read that wrong. I still got 5 more minutes. I got you for 5 more minutes. Little tickle time. Well, we wrapped up that. I do. I thoroughly enjoy that these protests are going in the way they are. I am proud to say that I'm Canadian, and that they're peaceful. The moment that those assholes went and defaced the Terry Fox statue, there was people right away cleaning it up and getting that shit off there. There's just some signs of humanity that are happening there that are completely ignored. And I wish that we would just look past the mainstream media, because it's just instilling fear upon everybody that there's somehow mass amounts of racists gathered there. There's tons of people coming together. All they want is life to not be directed, or the choices that have been made by governments has affected livelihoods across the whole nation, right down to America, all the way to Canada. And all I'm really saying is let's look past what the mainstream narrative is. Go a little deeper, okay? And that goes for everything. Now, whether you disagree or agree with what's happening now with the pipeline protests or the Wet'suwet'en protests or the Black Lives Matter protests, look past just an inch on whatever mainstream narratives are being portrayed to you, you know? Because that's when you start seeing the truth and what people really want. And it's the vast majority of people just want an easy life, you know, something that's easy on them. They want to make a little money and set their kids up for success. Race, gender, religion, sexual orientation has all been pushed to the side right now. Nobody is caring about what walk of life that they are from. And you can see that at most of these protests, okay? There's people that gather of all types. And especially right now with the trucker protest or the Freedom Convoy, whatever the hell you want to call it. There is some funny names, like the Flu Trucks Clan is hilarious. I don't care what you say. The Omi Convoy, the Omi Convoy, I believe is what I seen the other day. That is hilarious. Great work. Great pun. Great job, whoever came up with that. Thumbs up. That is funny. I don't care which side of the fence you're on. You can laugh at that. I like the rebuttal of one guy. Is like, well, at least they're admitting that it's a flu. That was good. See? Have a little laugh about this type of shit. It's funny. We can all kick back and learn something from one another. Again, whether it's race, religion, sexual orientation, skin color, fucking whatever it is that the mainstream is trying to push in front of you, usually means that they're seeing unity, they're seeing change, they're seeing people together, and you should ignore it, and just go witness it for yourself. There's plenty of people that are putting up pictures, again, with all walks of life. There's video footage constantly being put out there. You're seeing it on live streams that people are getting together and they're dancing in the streets. They're cleaning up the streets. The streets are cleaner than when the city was in charge of, shoveling snow, picking up garbage. They are cleaner now with these guys walking around and helping out the community. So all I'm saying is just look past it for 1 minute. Look past it, whatever protest it is. Use whatever protest it is and just hear what the other people have to say. You learn a lot more that way. And once we all start realizing that we're not so fucking different, then real change starts coming. Then the media gets worried. Then their governments get very worried. Because now the people understand that they have the power and not these fucking dickweeds that are currently sitting in Parliament, in your legislative, and even down in the States as governors, and all levels of government become worried. Very, very worried when people can get together and get along. Because right now is the time that we need that more than ever. So if we get through this, then we can sit down and have educated people have conversations that are needed more than ever. Thank you for listening to another episode of the Uncle Hack Podcast, and we will see you next week, Thursday, at 3 p.m. Every Thursday, there's an extra episode on the Patreon, patreon.com/DangerCat69, and be sure to check out our live stream that is every Wednesday at 6 p.m. to 8 p.m., where we just discuss topics from all over the world, whatever's happening in the news, whatever's fucking funny, all that. Thank you, and see you next week.